Kendra Andrews come out, and she's over at ESPN. And there's Alexa Philippou talking about the WNBA, WNBA-PA, discussing a moratorium proposal that would apply to an upcoming league business, including free agency qualifying offers and core designations, which were set to begin as early as Sunday. Breanna Stewart said that while a qualifying offers may be going out,
Breanna Stewart, the co-founder of a direct competitor to the WNBA, is currently urging WNBA players to reject contract offers. Just take a moment to truly process that dynamic. You have a star player who owns Unrivaled, a league explicitly competing for talent, coordinating what is effectively a work stoppage in the WNBA. It is baffling that the mainstream media isn't flagging this as a massive, glaring conflict of interest. The WNBA recently issued qualifying offers to free agents, standard procedure, and the union immediately demanded a moratorium.
With the NBA, that just all sounds insane to me. When it comes out of my mouth, every time it comes out of my mouth, that you have players that are vice presidents of the players' union for one league owning a different professional basketball league. It's just baffling. But nonetheless, we found out yesterday, I did a video, the NBA and WNBA, very smart. Very smart. We said, they came out, they said, you know what? We're under a moratorium here. Let's start sending out qualifying offers,
instructing every player to refuse to sign. Leading this charge is Stewart, a union vice president who simultaneously holds equity in a rival professional basketball organization. The league's response to this was a genuinely brilliant piece of strategy. They lifted the negotiation moratorium and began issuing qualifying offers based on the current collective bargaining agreement. These specific offers utilize the old salary structure, where maximum contracts cap out at around $250,000. Obviously, nobody expects players to sign these specific deals. That isn't the objective. The objective is psychological warfare. Suddenly, every player has to stare at a document with a low concrete dollar figure. Then, they have to compare that to the owner's new proposal.
All these personal shots. You're bringing up social reform in a collective bargaining agreement. We're seeing your ridiculous inflatable rats and freaking a digital banner on the side of a truck. And it's starting to feel like low-budget AA baseball shit out there by the players' union. It's like, okay, come on. Stop this nonsense. And it feels personal, and it's like they want revenge.
Where that same contract would be worth 6 times as much. We are talking about athletes currently earning $100,000 who could be making $500,000 in the very first year of the new deal. That is 5 years of guaranteed wealth sitting on the table, and the union is advising them to walk away. It feels less like negotiation and more like revenge, especially considering how public sentiment has shifted over the last few weeks. Initially, the public was firmly on the players' side. The narrative was clear. Women athletes deserve equal pay. The league is growing. Give them their fair share. It was a compelling story that worked for about 10 days. Then came the theatrics, the inflatable rats, the digital billboards circling Manhattan. The union began posting content that felt less like labor strategy and more like a personal vendetta. Suddenly, casual fans started asking logical questions.
Never made a profit, none of them. And it's common knowledge. It's common. I mean, there's sports fans that don't give a rip about the WNBA that knows it's never made a profit. Why? Because it's been a running joke forever. And then, of course, it also got a lot of publicity when Brittany Griner got locked up in Russia. Yeah, that was a thing.
The main one being, why act as if the owners are stealing profits when the league has effectively never turned a profit in its 28-year history? This isn't propaganda. It is documented fact. The NBA has subsidized WNBA losses annually since 1996. Yet, not a single union rep has publicly acknowledged this economic reality during the dispute. Nevertheless, here is the aspect that is being overlooked. Everyone knows the WNBA hasn't been profitable. Even sports fans who ignored the league know this. It has been a talking point for decades. The league only garnered serious mainstream headlines when Brittany Griner was detained in 2022, and even then, the discourse focused on why she was in Russia.
Start making them think about money and the increase in money. That's all they've talked about. We want new money. We want more money. Well, more money, and a lot more of it's on the table. Right here, I put this up this morning. How long before the WNBA players start chewing their own legs off, trying to get off a sinking ship? You've got a lot of women turning down a lot of money. $2 million by the end of the new CBA is a lot of bread just laying there to be picked up, and that's the whole thing. The money is now officially, because it's been off.
Because WNBA salaries weren't livable. But now, real money is actually on the table. The owners have proposed a deal raising max salaries from $250,000 to $1.2 million over the contract term. That is a 600% increase for top talent. For mid-tier players, it's 8 or 9 times their current pay. This isn't a marginal adjustment. It is life-altering wealth. Consider what this offer means for the rank-and-file WNBA player. We aren't talking about Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, or Sabrina Ionescu. We are talking about the 6th through 11th players on the roster, the ones without national ad campaigns. These are women living in 2,500-month apartments, grinding overseas every winter just to survive. Under the new proposal, these players could purchase homes. They could achieve genuine financial stability. They could stop flying to Turkey or Australia every off-season and actually rest their bodies.
That's who we're talking about. And let's be real. What if the league was like, well, we're going forward with replacements and our rookies, which I don't know if that can happen. I know they're currently under contracts. But let's face it, a lot of people have brought this up. Just get replacement players. Think about all the rookies, and they're all stars. Like, much of the stardom in this league, almost all of it, is people on rookie contracts. Think about that a minute. I mean, Rickea Jackson, Sonia Centra, Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Aaliyah Boston. A ton of players.
The gap between the current status quo and the offered deal is the difference between renting and owning, between anxiety and security. The union is telling them to reject it and hold the line. But the question leadership won't answer is, better than what? Better than a 600% raise? At what point does this cease to be about fair compensation and become about something else entirely? Now consider the nuclear option. The union desperately wants to ignore. What if the league moved forward with replacement players and rookies? Look at who actually drives viewership right now. Caitlin Clark is on a rookie deal. Angel Reese, rookie deal. Rickea Jackson, rookie deal. Cameron Brink, rookie deal. The massive surge in ratings, attendance, and media coverage was driven almost exclusively by first and second year players.
Ratings are not going to look much different at all. I'd be willing to bet they would look no different. Oh, I'm tuning in for Caitlin Clark versus Paige Beckers. I'm tuning in for Caitlin Clark versus Sonia Centron. That's still all on the table. Angel Reese is out. You get my point I'm trying to make. It's the veteran players that are the long-term back-end veteran players that are screwing this all up.
You could field rosters full of recent draft picks and G League talent, and the ratings would barely dip. Clark versus Paige Buchers next season? That's happening on rookie contracts? Clark versus Camila Cardoso? Rookie deals. The matchups casual fans crave don't involve the veteran players demanding $500,000 plus. This is what makes the situation so precarious for the union. The veterans, players in the league for 8 to 12 years, are the ones pushing for this stoppage. They feel, correctly, that they have been underpaid for a decade. But they are no longer the primary draw. The league doesn't need Breanna Stewart to pull 2 million viewers. They need Caitlin Clark.
Wow. This was such a smart move. I mean, the league's not dumb. They know these players are not going to sign those qualifying offers, but it gets the players to thinking about their money. Their money and where they want to go. And I've seen people go, oh, well, there might be a 3-week off season and it'll be exciting. Really? I mean, the way this league's run, you need all the time you can get. Again, how many times have I talked about how Bush League some of these telecasts look? And I'm tuning into some Atlanta Dream game, and it's like, am I watching single A rookie baseball with the quality of this broadcast? And just there's all kinds of things this league needs as much time to get together and do professionally as possible. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
They don't need Diana Taurasi. They need Angel Reese. The power dynamic flipped in the last 12 months, and the veterans haven't adjusted their strategy. That is why sending the qualifying offers was such a tactical masterstroke. It forces an individual calculation. Do I stand in solidarity with veterans fighting for principles, or do I sign the contract that transforms my life immediately? Let's zoom out and look at the reality. The WNBA owners have put a historic offer on the table: 600% raises, travel upgrades, facility improvements. It isn't perfect, but it is substantial. The union has responded by escalating tactics, rather than negotiating specifics. They want to codify social reform in a CBA. They want to relitigate decades of disrespect. They want apologies for lack of investment during years the league lost millions. These are valid feelings, but they are not bargaining positions. You cannot negotiate for retroactive respect. The inflatable rats and social media campaigns play well to the hardcore base, but they alienate the casuals. The average viewer sees players turning down millions and wonders what the actual goal is. The uncomfortable truth is that the owners can wait this out longer than the players. The NBA does not need the WNBA to be profitable. They have carried it as a loss leader for branding and diversity for 3 decades. If the season is canceled, the NBA writes it off and moves on. The players, however, lose a year of incredibly short careers. They lose salary. They lose momentum right when the league is peaking. It is easy for Breanna Stewart to preach solidarity. She has unrivaled equity, endorsements, and security that 90% of the league lacks. The bench player in Dallas has none of that. When she looks at an offer that changes her life and then sees leadership telling her to refuse it, she has to wonder whose interests are truly being served. The league knows this. They are betting that individual self-interest will override collective solidarity. They are gambling that when players see real money with their names on it, abstract labor principles will feel less important than financial reality. And they are likely right. Professional sports is a business. Players have limited earning windows. Those without shoe deals cannot afford to sacrifice prime earning years for a negotiating stance that might not improve the final offer. Union strategy relies on total unity, which is easy when fighting injustice, but hard to maintain when fighting against an offer that makes everyone rich. The owners know it. The union knows it. With those qualifying offers sitting in inboxes, we are about to see how solid that unity is. How long before the first player breaks rank? How long before someone decides $500,000 in hand is worth more than solidarity with veterans fighting yesterday's battles? Once that dam breaks, the strategy collapses. The owners have shifted the debate from abstract respect to concrete cash. They have made this personal for every player. They put the union in the position of asking members to reject transformative wealth for reasons that are becoming difficult to articulate. That isn't just negotiation, it's psychological warfare. And judging by the public reaction, the league is winning.